Welcome to the Brown Carpet Podcast. My name's Corey Farrell.
And I'm Josh Groom.
And Josh, I've been wanting to ask you for so long now. It's been racing in my mind like a mile a minute.
Oh, this feels awkward. Just say it, mate. Just say it.
Do I say it?
Oh, come on, mate. Just come out with it.
What do we do on this podcast?
Mate, each week we get together and we take two real news stories and we turn them into bad pitches for movies.
That's okay.
That's what we do.
So that's one part of it. What else?
That's the first part of it. The second part is that then the listeners who've listened to the podcast, they can then jump onto Facebook. They'll find a poll. They can vote for the pitch that they think is the best. At the end of the week, we make a movie poster for the winner.
That's amazing.
Well, that's it, mate. That's what you've been waiting for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why would you listen to any other podcast? Is my immediate thoughts after that.
Well, there's no reason to.
I suggest you unsubscribe to every other podcast you have in your...
Delete all your apps right now.
Yep.
Reinstall.
The Brown Carpet. You know what you should do? Don't just do it in iTunes. Go to Spotify.
Yep.
Subscribe.
Jump on Stitcher. Subscribe.
iHeartRadio.
Why not?
YouTube.
We got a channel.
Everywhere.
Yep. Don't just search your own phone. Steal your mum's phone.
Steal your mum's phone. Steal your weird uncle's phone.
Yep.
Don't look in his photos. Don't. Probably
do not go into the photo archive.
I think it's a good idea. We think it's a good idea, but we're only two people. We're only human.
Yep.
Flesh and blood.
Who are we to say?
Enjoy.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted headwards like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice.
Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as seal.
Shut up.
No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Sitz?
What do you make of that? You know, it's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Brown Carpet Podcast.
We've hit the 14th episode.
We have. This is number 14, the one after 13.
13 more episodes than we thought we'd ever do. One more episode than I'm prepared to stomach. I'm over it. This is it for me.
Corey's very hungover today, so this might be a different podcast. We'll see how we go.
This is my last episode. I'm signing out for everyone.
If a fight breaks out, if it just turns into shambles of punch noises and shouting, it's because Corey had 38 beers last night and he's a little bit under the weather.
Look, I'm feeling good. I've had some mineral water.
Despite how he looks, he's feeling good.
That doesn't change regardless of what I do. I look like a haggard mess, but...
He's barefoot. There's a smell in the room of old scotch and bad decisions.
That's my life. It's the Winter Olympics.
It is. We're in the midst of Winter Olympic fever.
And the rumour is that you have a Winter Olympics themed film this week. I don't want to divulge too much before we dive in.
Have you watched any of the Winter Olympics so far?
I have.
Not
at all.
You haven't watched a second of it, have you?
I've not watched. I find it just boring. I've never understood the Winter Olympics.
It's a weird difference. Like the Summer Olympics are like who can run the fastest, who can jump the highest, and the Winter Olympics is about who cannot die doing this really stupid thing.
It's true.
It's like
it's also like it's where summer here as well, or on the end of summer.
Yeah.
So it's just a weird.
We're pretty disconnected.
It's weird to be watching snow.
I spent 35 minutes watching luge the other night.
And you became an expert.
I am a certified luge expert now. You got to tuck the head in, keep the chin down.
If you have any questions about luge,
send them in.
Technique.
I'm prepared to talk you through exactly what's required to earn a gold medal at the Winter Olympics on the luge run.
I'm more of an ice skating guy.
Oh yeah? What kind of ice skating? Like the figure skating?
Figure skating.
Yeah.
I like the...
You've got the figure for it.
I've got the figure for it. I like the pizzazz, the panache. It's just such a graceful and elegant sport.
It is a beautiful sport. It's interesting, your two favourite sports, rugby league and figure skating, pretty much go hand in hand.
They do, don't they?
What rugby league players do you think would make the best figure skaters?
Ooh.
If you had to throw one of them
Dead
out.
Dead or alive?
Open to anything.
Look.
I think Mario Fetting could be good on the ice.
Should we do the rock, scissors, papers and get this show on the road?
Let's do it.
Eyes locked.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Fuck.
Owned you.
You did.
Owned you. All right, well, I'll jump in first
because
I am once again victorious. The news story that I came across this week, the headline reads, Norway's Winter Olympic team chefs get bizarre delivery after trying to order food using Google Translate.
Is this the eggs?
This is the eggs.
Yeah,
you
I
heard about
this.
this.
Yeah.
All right, so Norway's Winter Olympics 2018 team tried to order 1,500 eggs online, but it didn't quite go to plan. Google Translate is an amazing thing. In just a few clicks, you can say pretty much anything in any language, and nobody needs to know you didn't spend years studying it. Just type in a word that you want to say, and up comes the translated version. Simple. What could possibly go wrong? Well, try asking the Norway Winter Olympics team's chefs, who found out the hard way that it's not always that easy. They tried to order 1,500 eggs from a South Korean supermarket ready to feed the hungry athletes competing in the 2018 Games, but instead they accidentally ordered 15,000.
That's one hell of an omelette.
That's a big-ass omelette. Norway has sent 109 athletes to the Games, so that's 137 eggs each.
Wow.
That's a lot of protein.
That's a lot of farting.
Yeah, couldn't smell good in those bumps. I'm going to have a shot at this name. And
Norwegian?
It's a Norwegian name.
Here we go.
And I feel bad
your,
already.
Your Mandarin's been great, by the way.
I appreciate that.
I have full confidence.
Okay, so the bloke's name is Torre Ovrebo.
That's not it.
No, it's not it at all.
You switched to Italian then for a
So
second.
so Torre Ovrebo. Hey, what's the matter? Torre Ovrebo, the head of the Norwegian team, was asked about the mix-up at a press conference. He said it was an extra 0 on the orders, so 1,500 to 15,000.
Yes! Your Norwegian is perfect Italian.
It is. I've nailed it. Anyhow, so that's my story.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and turned it into this.
What's your title?
The title is I Am the Eggman.
I am the walrus. Pikachu, let's go.
All right, here we go. Jørgen Johansson, to be played by Kristofer Hivju, who's the red-headed, bearded wildling dude from Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
the
big
leader,
belly dude.
That dude. He's a speed skater for the Norwegian Olympic squad. Now, Jørgen is 40 years old, and this will be his 6th and final Winter Olympics appearance. Once the up-and-coming superstar of the Norwegian speed skating squad, he's now broken down by age, injury, and crippling alcoholism.
Oh.
We first see him entering a large bathroom in his full speed skating suit, including skates. He hobbles his way to a cubicle and slams the door. The horrific sounds and splatter of projectile vomiting echo through the toilet block.
Nerves?
His coach, Dolph, played by Dolph Lundgren, checks in on him. Jørgen says he's okay, that it's just nerves. Exiting the cubicle, he bumps straight into the coach, who smells the booze on his breath and just shakes his head. Dolph shoves him out of the door without letting him wash his hands. It's the Olympic qualifying race, and he's up against 4 clearly superior athletes. They're younger, in much better physical condition, and none of them have a thumping whiskey hangover or the taste of fresh puke in their mouths. Dolph crouches beside him at the starting blocks, reminding him that he needs to qualify first or second to get through to the medal round. Jørgen burps and farts simultaneously, a rare double-pipe classic. And once again, Dolph shakes his head in disappointed disbelief and leaves him. The skaters take their marks. The starter raises the pistol, but before he can fire, a fight breaks out between 2 of the skaters. At first it's shouting, but then the Russian pushes the American, and he pushes back, sending him into the South Korean, who takes offence and swings a punch.
Where's the Russians?
A brawl erupts, and it's pandemonium. When the smoke clears, the Russian, American, and South Korean have been disqualified, leaving just Jørgen and a skater from the Netherlands. It's an automatic finals qualification. But they still have to complete the race to make it official. So they line up at the blocks. The pistol fires and Jørgen slips on his takeoff, face-planting hard as the Dutch skater flies off. He's not covering himself in glory so far. Jørgen pulls himself together and starts after him, but he's way out of his depth. The younger, leaner skater laps him twice before the race is over, slapping on the arse each time he passes him.
Cocky.
There is laughter from the crowd, and they watch as Jørgen battles his way around the track. Jørgen lurches his way over the finish line a distant second before, to the horror of the international viewing audience, he vomits on the ice. This embarrassing performance quickly becomes a meme, and he's the laughingstock of the Olympic Village. Jørgen hits the booze hard to block out the swirling media mockery. He starts pounding spirits with Dolph, who has finally decided that he might as well drink. It's not like they stand a chance of a medal. Tomorrow he races for gold, but tonight they're getting blackout drunk. We watch a confusing, blurry montage of Jørgen and Dolph's bender. Cocktails at the casino, a house party with midgets wearing mirrors on their head, and finally staggering back to the village, swigging from a bottle of vodka. It's 2:30 a.m. as Jørgen barges into his room and flops into bed. At 3:30, he starts talking in his sleep. Drunken and slurred, he is babbling pure nonsense, dark, crazy thoughts, weird, disconnected images, and lots of swearing. He goes on an emotional rant about circumcising a baboon. This unusual combination of words activates Siri on his mobile phone. "What can I help you with?" a sexy lady voice says, to be voiced by Britney Spears.
Lovely.
A bizarre conversation plays out as he mutters incoherent chunks of random madness and Siri totally misinterprets him. "Tell Donna not to piss on the frozen treats." "Yes, you can buy eggs from the Chanmin family farm." "Goddamn gophers, eating my fucking carrots." "How many eggs would you like to buy?" "It's not my responsibility to keep your duck hydrated."
Can I stop you for 1 second?
Okay, if you must.
Your Jurgen has transformed from an small Italian man to a 90-year-old grandpa.
In his sleep, he goes to a different place.
Okay, continue.
Okay, confirming that you would like to use PayPal to buy 15,000 eggs from the Chan Min family farm. Is this correct? Just give her the sauce and let her dance. When would you like your eggs delivered? These pants smell like an oyster farm. It's 10 a.m. and Jorgen's alarm goes off. His bloodshot eyes snap open. He drags himself out of bed and grabs his gear bag. He opens his bedroom door and there they are, 15,000 eggs stacked in piles of cardboard pallets up to shoulder height. Gathered in the hallway is half the Norwegian Olympic team, laughing and filming Jorgen on their mobile phones. He hangs his head and pushes through the jeering crowd, trying to block out the haters amidst a thick fog of a steaming hangover.
Oh, someone's got egg on their face.
He didn't. His athletes' teammates start chanting as he goes, Eggman, Eggman, Eggman. We cut to the gold medal race. The crowd is buzzing. Jorgen's newfound internet infamy has brought a ton of attention to the speed skating final. What embarrassing thing will he do next? Jorgen takes his mark. He looks over to Dolph in the stands, who is half asleep, wearing dark sunglasses and nursing a brutal headache. The pistol fires and the race begins. Jorgen reaches deep inside and puts in his best race in years. He's right up there, competing with the best on the planet. But as each lap passes, he starts to fade, from first to second to third, and then eventually into last place. But in a tribute to the greatest ever gold medal victory in the history of the Winter Olympics, Jorgen pulls off a Stephen Bradbury, as on the last turn, a tussle between the front runners causes a crash, and the subsequent chain reaction takes down all 4 other skaters. Jorgen zooms through in first place.
So good.
At the medal ceremony, the Norwegian team are once again chanting, Eggman, 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 but this time with real pride. Over the credits, we watch in super slow motion as his teammates hurl thousands of excess eggs at their victorious countryman. Jorgen lowers his skating visor and raises his arms, embracing the surreal victory moment. He is the Eggman.
Is that what the film's called? No.
I am the Eggman.
I am the Eggman, yeah. That is amazing.
Yeah, thanks. So that's a
great.
ridiculous story. Cheers, mate.
Did I steal your tagline?
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Amazingly enough. And this was the first one that I had an absolute shit ton of taglines for.
Yeah.
So I have options for you this time.
All right.
I just brought 2.
Okay.
But it
Two's
is
good.
the 2 of a long list. So my first one is, it's Dolph and Jurgen's excellent adventure. It's pretty terrible.
It's hard to beat.
All right, cool. I know you did fuck with my tagline. It's hard to race with egg on your face. See a little rhyming thing? Yeah. Probably the first one, yeah. It was a better reaction.
Well, they're both good.
Okay. What do you feel?
No, I'll go with the first one.
Yeah? It's Dolph and Jurgen's excellent adventure?
Yeah.
Okay, so my cast is Kristofer Hivju as Jorgen.
Yep.
Dolph Lundgren as Dolph. Britney Spears is the voice of Siri.
Yep.
I was thinking soundtrack-wise, we got to throw in Eggman by the Beastie Boys, I Am the Walrus by the Beatles.
Yep.
And then an original soundtrack by an egg-themed cover band of the Strokes called The Yolks.
Oh, nice.
They're out there.
They exist.
They do. And the budget, I'm thinking about $30 million.
Yeah, that'll do it.
We want to go big on those Winter Olympic set pieces. And so besides that, it's basically leaving Las Vegas on ice, but with a happy ending.
That's great.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
I see it kind of like a big budget indie film.
Yeah, big budget indie film.
Yeah.
It's basically following him trying to kill himself with alcohol.
Yeah.
But stumbling into a victorious moment.
So good.
Oh, cheers.
One last moment of redemption by default.
By default.
By default. By default.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
What news story did you find this week?
I'm very glad you asked that question because I do have a news story, and it is a listener submission. So shout out to Joel McGrath.
Joel, thanks, mate.
Send us on Facebook. Send us a message.
Excellent.
My headline reads: "This guy paints the sex he allegedly has with aliens." When he was 17, David Huggins says he lost his virginity to an extraterrestrial.
Yeah, righto, mate.
So he paints them.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
See the picture?
Yep. This just showed me a picture and it's ridiculous.
Basically, so losing your virginity is supposed to be memorable. Most people look back at the act with affection and probably a little embarrassment. Mm-hmm. But David Huggins says the first time he had sex was more out of this world than most.
Oh, stop it.
When I was 17, I lost my virginity to a female extraterrestrial.
I have to be female.
Yeah.
Don't want any gay shit up in here.
The 74-year-old says in a documentary about him called Love and Sauces. There's an actual doco about this guy.
Sauces as in like tomato sauce or?
No, like UFO sauces. Love and sauces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sauces. Okay.
come on.
Yeah, right. Flying sauces.
The coitus in question allegedly went down in 1961 when Huggins was a teenager living on his parents' farm in rural Georgia. It's always rural.
Yeah.
Redneck. It wasn't the first time extraterrestrials had appeared.
Hello to the people in Georgia, by the way.
No, but I mean, it's always it's always rural people. Sorry,
Okay.
rural people. It wasn't the first time extraterrestrials had appeared to him. He'd been seeing strange creatures since he was 8. I thought, if anything, I'd be losing it in the backseat of a Ford, something like that. But it didn't work out that way, he says in the film. When I interviewed him for his story, Huggins told me his last encounter was with Crescent, his name for the woman in the woods.
Crescent?
That took his virginity.
Crescent.
I was sitting down in a chair and the woman, Crescent, was behind me and she put her arms around me, he said.
Was this the first... Sorry, can I break in for a second?
Yeah, this is the first time.
This is the first time he's met an alien or just the first time he's boned one?
This is the first sexual experience he had, which was his virginity.
Has he met an alien before this? Because he seems very comfortable.
He said he saw things before that.
Right. Just seems interesting that
Yeah.
he's probing an alien
Yeah.
as opposed to the other way around.
Well, he's not probing the alien.
Is he about to bone her?
No, she's about to bone him. Kind of
But
thing.
he's got the dick, yeah?
Yeah, but she's kind of... Anyway.
Talk me through it.
You're getting hung up in semantics.
Well...
I was sitting down in a chair and the woman, Crescent, was behind me and she put her arms around me. And that's about it. I don't know anything else outside of that.
That's not how sex works, mate.
I know, which is a pretty vague... Based on that description, I'm not sure if it happened, but...
What's this bloke's name again?
David Huggins.
Yeah, Davo's full of shit.
So...
If he thinks every hug he gets is sex...
Alien or otherwise, it's not sex.
No, it's not.
So my title's called Crescent Poon. Meet Crescent. She's an alien and she's down to clown. You see, Crescent has an insatiable appetite for all things saucy, and her kink is not limited to her own advanced alien species. Crescent has a fetish for young human dong, and she can't get enough. She's famous on her planet Tang and starred in over 20 trillion films. Titles like Light Years Inside and Probe Party 6. In fact, that's why she's packing up her spaceship and heading to Earth. She's an intergalactic sex tourist who just wants to get away from it all.
All right.
Cut to teenage virgin David Wrigglebottom. A pimply, shy, but very talented art student. When his classmates are awkwardly getting to different bases at parties, David's at home in front of his easel painting dolphins. Done for the night, Dave cleans up and hits the hay, but not before checking his Instagram feed. His classmates' fun-fueled party posts of teenage debauchery light up his phone, and Dave can't help but feel a little bit alone. He turns off his lamp and goes to sleep.
Dreaming of dolphins, no doubt.
Cut to an otherworldly beam of blue light illuminating Dave in his bed. Dave opens his eyes to find himself both paralysed and levitating. He hears a female voice inside his head assuring him he'll be fine and everything's okay. Next thing he knows, he's fully nude and lying in the woods outside his house. As if from thin air, a tall grey alien appears from the trees who is also very nude. Apart from her alien facial features and grey skin, she has the body of an Amazonian princess. Crescent approaches young Dave and straddles him like an eager jockey about to race the Melbourne Cup.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Does she have genitalia, like female, like
Normal.
human? Yep. She's
Human.
got a vag.
Yep.
Butthole.
It's pretty normal.
Boobs.
Yep.
It's all
Yep.
standard.
Standard.
Okay.
Dave feels himself...
Hang on. Who's playing David and who's playing Crescent?
Okay, Crescent is being played by Grace Jones.
Oh, great
You like that?
casting. Yeah, yeah.
And David's been played by Paul Dano from Swiss Army Man.
Oh, yep. Yeah,
Yep.
cool. Yeah, nice.
Yep.
Yep, that makes sense.
Dave feels himself become interested.
He's barred up.
They copulate in a fiery big bang of alien human ecstasy, culminating in both Dave's cherry being taken and his boyhead mind being blown. We see a montage of Dave crushing hard, compulsively painting his night in the woods, making tiny hair dolls of Crescent, telling all his classmates about his new girlfriend. Weeks go by, nothing. No sign of his alien temptress.
There's always one kid at school who's like, when I was on holiday, like up in Queensland, you guys don't know her, but like so much sex.
Totally.
It's that guy.
I was that guy. Weeks go by, nothing. No sign of his alien temptress. Until one night, Dave awakes to a blue glow washing through his bedroom window. This time it's coming from the woods. Dave goes out to inspect only to find his alien siren Crescent riding his best friend Gary Nordgooch.
Oh, the betrayal.
Yeah.
Nordgooch.
Crescent sees Dave. Dave locks eyes and then bursts into tears and runs back to the house. Back at school, Dave is pissed. Angry at Gary, he makes it his life's mission to seduce Gary's human crush, Lydia Videoploop.
That's not even a semblance of a name. That's just words jammed together.
It's true. Dave is successful. They begin a hot and heavy teen romance, and Dave soon forgets all about Crescent and that night in the woods.
Probe it, Dave.
The camera cuts to an aerial view of Dave and Lydia. They are being watched from above.
Uh-oh.
The last thing we see is Lydia and her whole family waking up in terror in a cold clinical white spaceship. Huh. They are strapped down and screaming. We see Crescent emerge holding a long, intimidating probe. Fade to black.
Oh. So she had feelings for Dave after all.
She did.
Oh. So what's she doing boning his mate?
She's just insatiable.
She's just a slut, alien slut.
Come on. Let's not slut shame aliens.
Well, she's slutting it around.
Well,
how many films do you say she'd been in? 43 trillion?
Well, you got to...
I think that's a slut, mate.
20 trillion, but you got to factor in
trillion.
She lives a lot longer than humans.
Okay. Well, it's still a lot of boning.
I've got 2 taglines, and they're equally horrible.
Okay. I love it when you overhype them like this. I'm excited.
She's coming for you, or UFO.
Yeah, I like that
UFO.
one. That's great.
Okay.
How many H's? Like 7 H's?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
20 O's. The cast is Grace Jones as Crescent, Paul Dano as Dave Wrigglebottom, Michael Cera as Gary Nordgooch,
Nice.
and Aubrey Plaza as Lydia Videoploop.
Yep. Excellent.
Budget, 10 million.
Mate, you need to go bigger than that.
You reckon?
You going to do this right, or is everyone just
No, but it's like a prosthetic alien head. There's not much CGI in this.
What about the spaceship coming down?
Okay.
We're in a spaceship at the end.
20 million. I'll bump it up for you. You happy?
You're doing these things on the cheap, and I just don't think you're going to get it done right.
And the soundtrack is Parliament Funkadelic.
Nice.
Mothership.
Yeah, why not? That's good. It's great.
That's it.
It's good, man. For the alien sex scenes,
Yes.
How graphic?
No, I want to be tasteful.
Tasteful. So we cut away to like the curtains blowing in the breeze when she starts to probe him.
Yeah, kind of like a 80s cock rock clip.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there's like, well, it wouldn't be curtains, but you know what I mean? Like it's
like a train coming out of a tunnel or something like that. Something tasteful.
Woo, woo. Just like cartoon sound effects.
Yeah, nice. What's your rating on this? So it's not a hard R. We're gonna go like an M, something like that. MA 15 plus. Yeah.
Well, he's 17, so there's no. I was nervous about this adult woman. Woody Allen could direct it, I guess.
Yeah, Woody definitely like to be involved. Is it pedophilia if the thing you're fucking is not human?
I think so.
You do? Right.
Personally, that's where my morals sit.
Okay. Once it's over 1,000 years age difference, it really doesn't make a point. It's just... And that's all we have time for this week.
Yes, it is.
So you got 2 films to think about. You got my film, I Am the Eggman, and you've got Corey's film,
Crescent Poon.
Jump onto Facebook. There'll be a poll pinned to the top of the page. Vote for the one that you think sucks the least. At the end of the week, we'll pick a winner and a movie poster will be created.
Also, if you want to suggest a weird news story for us to movify, please email us at thebrowncarpetpod@gmail.com, Facebook DM, Instagram DM. Anyway, just get at us.
Yep, chuck it up. We'll find it. We'll movify it if we think it's weird enough.
All right, until next week, don't forget to flush.
See you, cunts.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
He jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted pinwheels like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice. Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as seal.
Shut up. No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Sitz?
What do you make of that? You know, it's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Brown Carpet Podcast.
Do you want to lead us in?
I don't feel comfy doing it, but if you want.
Go on.
So, what tickled your fancy this week to bring out a new story and you? Fuck. So what tickled?
Sorry, that was hilarious.
I had a stroke halfway through that sentence.
I got some feedback on your bike hunts.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, a couple of female listeners not liking it.
All right.
Ash,
okay.
she said, Josh has got to stop the bike cunts. I'm like, that's his. I said,
doesn't
I'm gonna tell him that.
She doesn't like sea cunts.
She doesn't like sea cunts.
I was waiting for someone to say something. No one said anything yet.
Just keep going. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Ash, this one's for you.
Please do it. I'll need to sign off.
And that is all we have time for this week.
Done
So
and dusted.
you now have 2 films to consider.
They do.
You got Corey's film.
No, you got to go first.
Fuck. So confident, so wrong.